Hi, boys and girls. Today is Thursday, February 4th. We are doing reading today, or I'm doing reading with you today. You need your big book, and you need your, it comes out of this book. So some of you have this at home if you're an at-home learner. Otherwise, your teacher has torn this out for you. You need pages 145, 146, 147, 148 from this book. So it ends up being that little book, that small little paper book, The Food We Eat. We've been talking about food all week and where it comes from. So it ends up being that, which is page 145 and 146, and then the page after that, 147 and 148. That's what you need. Before we start, let's go over our words for this week. First, the vocabulary words. The first one, responsibility. A responsibility is something you are expected to do. It is your responsibility to do your schoolwork. It is my responsibility to teach you and make sure you have the schoolwork. Responsibility. Delighted. Someone who is delighted is full of happiness and joy. I am delighted when I get to see you and when you do your schoolwork. Delicious. Delicious. Delicious means very tasty. My dad made a delicious meal. Something that is tasty. Nutritious. Nutritious is food that gives us what our body needs for us to stay healthy. Nutritious. And the last word is enormous. Enormous means very big. Those are our vocabulary words for this week. But our words that we need to know to be able to read this week, hopefully you've been practicing, buy, B-U-Y, buy, every, E-V-E-R-Y, every, work, W-O-R-K, work, after, A-F-T-E-R, after, done, D-O-N-E, done, soon, S-O-O-N, soon. Okay, so we have buy, every, work, after, done, soon. Struggling here with work. Buy, every, work, after, done, soon. Buy, every, work, after, done, soon. Remembering those words. Before we start, actually, I want you to have out your big book. We're going to listen to the big book, the story that we did yesterday, which was From Cow to You. So have that book out, From Cows to You, page 94 and 95. So you're going to listen, follow along and listen. Page 94 and 95.
Genre, nonfiction. Essential question. How do we get our food? Read about how we get milk. From Cows to You. Look at these dairy cows. They make the milk we drink. In spring and summer, these cows graze on green grass. In winter, the cows move into the warm barn. The farmer gives them hay to eat. If cows eat good food, they make good milk.
Okay, turn the page.
Being a dairy farmer is hard work. Cows must be milked every morning and every evening. On small farms, farmers milk the cows by hand. On big farms, farmers use milking machines. The milk goes into a big tank. The tank keeps the milk cold. Cold milk will not spoil. Soon, a milk truck takes the cow's milk to a dairy. At the dairy, the milk is cooked. Bringing it to a boil will kill bad germs. Then it is quickly cooled. When that's done, machines put all the milk into cartons or jugs. After that, cartons and jugs full of milk get sent to stores. They are put in the dairy case. Look at all the kinds of milk we can buy. Who will drink the milk? You.
Page 100.
Some milk is made into other good food. Dairy products make our bodies strong and healthy. Thank you, cows. Captions. Milk is cooked with other things to make cheese. Butter comes from milk. Ice cream is made from milk and then frozen. Fun facts. Moo. Most cows give enough milk every day to fill 90 glasses. Some farmers say that cows give more milk when there's music playing.
Okay. I'm going to make sure. Okay. That's what we're doing tomorrow. Okay. So, what I want you to do is I want you reading that on your own sometime today. You can wait till after. You could pause now and doing it. Reading it to yourself, reading it to an animal that you might have at home, a little brother, little sister, a stuffed animal, your pillow, to the window. Okay, reading that story. Okay, let's go ahead and have out the practice book page, which is the first page, which is the little book. I need you to have out sorry, I lost my page. Okay, yeah. Page, the food we eat. The food we eat looks like this. The food we eat. In your practice book page, like I told you to tear out. I'm leaving mine in this book. So, okay, let's read page 1. The title, The Food We Eat. This is a big farm. It grows beans and grapes. Soon they can be picked. So we talked about grapes a couple times. And so there they are growing on vines. We didn't talk about beans. So there's a good picture of beans. And you can see like the darker gray, that's where the beans are. Okay, page 2. Looks like it's telling us exactly what you know by now from this week is it gets picked, then it gets put on a truck. So let's on page 2. People work here. They pack up the food, then trucks take it to shops. Page 3. After that, we go to a shop. We buy the grapes. They look good. So looking at this picture reminds me of, and maybe you've been to something like this called a farmer's market. We have one in Galesburg where it's not at a store. They sell it outside at little tables, and you just walk around and people are selling their fruit and vegetables. That's what this looks like to me. So it doesn't go to a plant. It goes from the garden to sell it. Page 4. Then we buy beans. We cook the food. It tastes good. And like the words we've been talking about, it's delicious and nutritious. Okay, I want you to read that story again on your own. Go ahead right now. Okay, if you haven't had time to read all of it, then pause and finish reading because I want you reading and I don't want to rush you. Okay, now I need you to have the next page after that, which is page 147. Okay, at the top it says reread the food we eat, which everybody was supposed to be doing. Then think about what happens to the food at each stage. Answer the questions. So question number 1, what happens to the food first? What is the first thing? There it shows in the pictures, or picture on that first page, because since it asked about first, we know it's going to be the first page. What happens? I hope somebody says I don't want it to be green. I'm going to change it. The food gets picked. I should have started way over. The food gets picked. I'm going to scooch this up so you can see it better. The food gets picked. So this week we've been talking about what happens first, what happens next, what happens then, what happens last. So we're talking about sequencing, we call it. Okay, pause if you need more time to write that. Okay, after packing, what happens to the food then? After packing, what happens to the food after it's packed? I hope somebody said it goes to the shops. Make sure you're doing capital. You should be able to spell all those words. It goes to the shops. Okay, pause if you need more time. Number 3, what happens to the food next? So the first thing is it gets picked. Second thing, it goes to the shop. What happens next after that? What was the next thing that happened? It said, we buy the food. There's that word buy we've had this week. What happens to the food next? We buy the food. And then, whoops. Okay, what happens last? What was the last thing that happened? What did they do? We cook the food. We cook the food. Okay, pause if you're needing anything else. Number 5, complete the sentence to tell what the family says. So it said, or buys, buys. The family buys. What does the family buy in this story? What does the family buy? Hopefully you said grapes and beans. So we don't need to rewrite that. The family buys grapes and beans. Grapes and beans. The family buys grapes and beans. So first the food was picked. First it has to grow, but then the food was picked, then it was taken to the shops, and then that's where we buy the food, and then we cook the food. Okay, pause if you need more time with that. Okay, before we work on the other side, this is something new. Maybe your teacher has talked about it. I'm going to use this. This is called, so on the other side of this paper. So right now I need you just relaxing and watching and listening, keeping your hands still. See if you can do that. This is called, well, we've talked about before making a word, an action word be in the past by adding ed, or sometimes when it's now, we add ing, like I am talking, you are listening, thinking, sitting, I'm standing. So, but sometimes when words shorter words, we have to double the consonant, we say, before we add ed or ing. So I'm going to show you what I mean. Okay? I'm going to look. Okay, so like the word H-O-P, hop. Hop is a word that has vowel consonant. Remember vowels? A, E, I, O, U, sometimes Y. All the rest are consonants. When it ends in a vowel consonant, and then we want to say it goes in the past. I hopped yesterday. We have to double H-O-P. We have to add another P, E, D. So we take this and we have to double it and add E-D. Hopped. Or if I say right now I am hopping, I have to do the same thing. I double the consonant and add I-N-G. But it has to end in a vowel consonant. Let's do another word. Let's do this word. Trip. And I don't mean like you're going on a trip. It's like you saw a rock. Well, you didn't see the rock and you tripped over the rock. You tripped over it. This word ends in a vowel consonant. So you tripped. You double the consonant and add E-D. You tripped. But you have to double, so it has two P's, and then add ed. If you saw someone right now that was tripping over the rock, same thing. Uh-oh, my phone's ringing. You double the consonant and add ing. Oh, I saw she is tripping over that rock. Be careful. Tripping. Let's do another one. Step. Step. Like I step on something. Hopefully this doesn't happen, but if someone stepped on your foot, stepped. Double the consonant. All of mine that I've picked so far end in P. And add ed. Or stepping. They are stepping on my foot. Stepping. You double the consonant and add ing. So that's what we're going to talk about on your paper. When it ends in vowel consonant, you double the consonant before you add ing or ed if it ends in a vowel consonant. Consonants are letters that all the other letters we have vowels, which you know. All the other letters are consonants. So we're on the other side of that page we just did. We're on page 148. We're on page 148. Underline what it says here. When you add ed or ing to the end of a word that ends with a vowel and a consonant, double the last consonant. So we have drop, dropped. They're making dropped. See how it's D-R-O and it has two P's? Dropped. And if they're making dropping, they doubled that P and add ing. All right. Okay, number 1, 2, 3, 4, we are going to add ed to the end. We're not just going to add ed. We've just got done talking about, I think all of these words end in vowel consonant. So, tag, we're going to make it be tagged. So it has to end in, it has to have 2 G's, like this. T, A, G, G, E, D. They don't give you very much room. Tagged. It ended in a vowel consonant, so we double the consonant before we add ed. Tagged. Okay, stop. We're going to say stopped. I hope somebody knows how to spell it. S-T-O-P-P-E-D. Double the consonant. Stopped. Okay, grab. We're making it say grabbed. I hope somebody knows. I hope somebody's saying it. I hope you're all saying it. How do we spell grabbed? G-R-A-B-B-E-D. Grabbed. And then we have slam. We're making slammed. Slammed. I hope someone's spelling it. I hope someone can spell it. I hope everyone can spell it. Slammed. Okay. So all of those we added ed, which means they're all happening in the past. All of those words. It's an action that happened in the past. Now we're going to add ing, which means it's happening right now. But we have to double the consonant before we add ing. Hug, we're making hugging. How is it going to be spelled? H-U-G-G-I-N-G. Lots of G's in that word. But we doubled the consonant from hug and then add ing. Plan, planning. I hope you are planning to do a good job on this. How do we spell it? P-L-A-N-N-I-N-G. That one has a lot of N's. Planning. Okay, drip. Dripping. The icicles were dripping because they were melting. Dripping. Hope you spell it with me. D-R-I-P-P-I-N-G. Dripping. Okay, skip, skipping, skipping. Spell it with me. S-K-I-P-P-I-N-G. Skipping. So, remember we double the consonant if it's a word that has vowel consonant. Vowel consonant, then we double the consonant. At the bottom, write a sentence using a word that you wrote above. I know what my sentence is going to be, which you can make up your own sentence. My sentence is going to be, I am hugging my cat. I have 2 cats. But I really can only hug one at a time. I am hugging my cat. Capital at the beginning, period at the end. It could be an exclamation. But you can use any word to make a sentence. Okay, pause if you need more time on this. So, again, when a word ends in a vowel consonant, when an action word, a verb, ends in a vowel consonant, and you're wanting to make it be in the past, then you double the consonant and add ed. If you're making it be something happening now, you double the consonant and add ing. Okay, before we go, we're going to go over these words. We have by, every, work, after, done, soon. Oh, we're back to by. Practicing, reading. Make sure you read the story From Cow to Milk. Or no, not From Cow to Milk. From Cow to You. Reading that book. Thinking about where our food comes from. And tomorrow's Friday. And so I will get to see you again. Well, not see you. You'll get to see me. I'm assuming you're watching. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a good rest of your day. Work hard. Do some reading. Bye.